Hi everyone, I hope that all of you having a very beautiful week. I have been having a crazy week because I got a little sick, but today I am so happy and excited to present you my collection called Life is a Dream. This collection grew out of an inspiration, and this inspiration was displayed by Calderón de la Barca called Life is a Dream. Why was my inspiration? Because this collection was done just like as a personal fantasy. This collection didn't have any commercial inspirations or wasn't done for the public, because a lot of the times when we do knitting thinking that is people gonna like what I did or people don't gonna like what I did? Do they gonna buy it? It's gonna go to the first page in Ravelry and all of these questions, and actually I think sometimes kill the love that you have for what you're doing or your creativity. So I just went for whatever was my dream, whatever was in my heart. And so I start like that, and I ended with 12 pieces. And so I decided to call it Life is a Dream, and I decide to put them together. And I have the first piece released today. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that piece. And I want to talk to you in general about the pieces that they're going to be in this collection. First, I'm going to talk today a little bit about the first piece that is going to be the one released from this collection. And that is called Rosaura, and it's in the name of one of the most important people in this play, and it's Rosaura. She's a very strong woman, and I dedicate this piece to her. And I want to show you the way that the piece was made, or at least show you the structure of the piece and the yarns that I would choose for this piece. And this is very important. If you've seen this, please stay to the end, because I'm gonna tell you how to win a kit to make this top. The pattern is not included in the kit, but it's made with cashmere and mohair. But stay to the end, and I'm going to explain you how to participate. So I made two of them, and I'm going to show you the one that I made first. I make it like about 4 years ago, or maybe more or maybe less. I'm not exactly remember the day, but I have to tell you this. I made this piece and somebody came and told me that they didn't like it. And so I never really totally fully finished, and I just dumped it in the end of my closet. And that's why is this the first piece that I put in out, because I just remember that when you are a kid and you show your art to people, you become so happy when they see your drawing, and you're so proud to show your drawing. And I think when you are a child, you don't have expectations of the reaction of people. But when I show my piece, I have expectations of the reaction of people, and then I just drop it in the closet. And I think that got my creativity in that moment. So that's why I like to start this collection with this piece, Rosaura. Okay, here is the top. I have two of them. I'm going to start with the one that I make first. I'm going to talk about three things about this top. Number one, the structure. Number two, how I use the yarn in this top. And number three, I'm going to show you different choices of yarns that you can use it with. And so this is a top down. It's just a circular yoke, and it's starting the top. But when I start, I didn't have this beautiful I-cord. I did the I-cord in the end. So I started in the top, but I didn't go circular in the beginning to be able to leave this little beautiful open in the back. So I just did all of this circular, and when I got to the part of the sleeve, I left the tiny sleeves in a hole, and then I went all the way down, just knitting, plain knitting until the end, and I just ended with like few pearl rods. That's all it is. In the end, I went back, pick up the sleeves, and finish them with few pearl rods. And then in the very end, I went up and I did this I-cord and make it look so cutesy and so well finished in the end. So this is one of them. Now I'm going to talk about how I use the yarn in this one, and then I'm going to show you the big surprise, and it's the pretty white one here. In this one, I use the yarn in a way that we can achieve some transparency. So in some parts of the top, I double up the mohair or double up the lace that you're using. So I double up in the stomach and in here in the top, in some parts of the top. then you can actually perceive the transparency in the top. I don't know if you can see it here in the camera. I don't have a camera in the side right now, but I'm going to leave you some beautiful photos here that you can see how this idea of having just one strain and two strains sometimes create this transparency that is very, very beautiful. So this is my first top that I made like many years ago, and I was upset about nobody liking it, but I did. But I just made recently this one with a very beautiful jar. Let me explain you. The explanation basically is the same, starting the top, ended in the bottom. But in this case, I didn't went mohair. In this case, number one, I went with a color that was more classic. I went with a color that you can wear anywhere and then you don't need to want to look fancy. This one, it's not really fancy, but some people will be like more like, I would wear this at night with a jeans to go party. But this one is more classy. You can actually do go party with it, but you can go to your office with this too. You can go for dinner with this. You can wear like a nice black skirt, or like you can wear it with jeans. It's always very classy and doesn't gonna get you bored because it's a cream color, and cream color is like match everything. So if I have to choose what to do in this moment, I probably would go more with this because I would wear it way more. The reason why I'm not wearing it is because the size is too small for me, but I'm making one between all the projects that I'm making for myself, and mine is going to be white. And so I want to show you the yarn that I use for this one. Was absolutely a delight, and I'm gonna leave you a link here that you go and check this jar up, because this jar very generously is offering us a kit to make this top, and I really absolutely like the jar. I'm not doing like a commercial for them, but I really like this cashmere because cashmere is soft, but in the same time it's strong. And the another good thing is that this initiative, this small business, is Canadian, and I think that's really important too. So let me show you the yarn that I use. I want to show you the yarn that I use for this one, the white one. The first thing that I'm gonna show you is the cashmere. It doesn't have the brand because I removed it, but this is the cashmere that I use, and it took me 2.5 balls. What is making it really economic is a lace cashmere, and I don't have the targets here. It's like, I think like about 250 yards per ball, but I'm going to leave you a better info here because I don't remember right now. I don't have the white color that I paired it with. I was using Ito, but you can use any white mohair that you have. I do want to talk a little bit about mohairs right now because the mohair you use is going to make some difference. But so this is the beautiful cashmere, and when the more you wash it, the softer it's going to get, but the stronger it's going to get too, what is make it really interesting. So it's for this top in white. And now let me show the options of mohair. If you want to make it just with mohair, you need 2 strains of mohair. If you want to make it with any lace, you need 1 strain of like a wool lace, cashmere lace, alpaca lace, any lace that you have in your stash would work. You don't need a big quantity of yarn for this pattern. That's something really nice because you may have, I don't know which size you are, but probably a medium with about 1,000 yards is going to be enough. So if you have like 2 very beautiful balls of yarn there and you don't know how to use it, this may be a good pattern for it. And another thing that this pattern is very good for it is for a gift, because it's a very quick knit and it's fit everybody quite well. So here is the cashmere I use, and now I'm going to show you options of mohair that I have in my table. Some of them I may have shown you before in another programs that I have done, but I have some new ones here and some that I really want to show you because they're absolutely beautiful. So let me start with one made by my dear friend Soraya, Jedra Knits, and this is the most beautiful hand-dyed colors that I have ever seen in this planet. I absolutely love the color. I treasure it so much. One of my designs in this collection is made with that. I'm gonna show you just a little peek because I'm not allowed to show you all of them yet, but this is the color. I did combine it with another yarn, but this is one mohair that you could use for the top. The only thing I have to say is that this mohair is a little bit thicker than a lot of mohairs that I have used. So your share would be a little bit thicker or a little bit bigger, but I don't think it's gonna make much difference. And I wanna tell you what is in this beautiful ball of yarn or skein of yarn. Is 420 meters and is 75% super kit mohair and 25% silk. But the most amazing part for me in this yarn is the amazing colors. And I have done 3 knitting with these things, with this yarn. I'm not ready to show them to you yet, but when you see how this color look, you're going to see how amazing this yarn is. So if you are in Spain, if you are in Europe, easy to get. If you are in North America, impossible to get, super difficult. You have to go to Barcelona Knits or something like that to be able to see Soraya with her beautiful yarn. And I'm gonna leave a link here of her yarn if you're there. And the next mohair that I want to show you, and it's my next one because it's new for me and it's new in my needles and I absolutely like, is Philo Lana. Absolutely beautiful colors, comfortable price. And these guys, they give you 70% kids mohair, 30% silk. I think it's a very good proportion of silk. Colors are very beautiful. They're consistent. If you don't like the hand-dyed dye, this is a beautiful yarn. It's a bit between thin and thicker. It's not super thick. When you buy mohair, please pay attention to one thing. Then your mohair say kids mohair, because then you're getting a better quality mohair. So I think this is quality good. Colors are amazing. And then the next one I'm going to show you is our silk mohair by Knitting for Olive. And Knitting for Olive is really beautiful colors, comfortable price, but this is not a kids mohair, or at least not in the target. Doesn't say kids mohair anywhere. So it's a nice color, it's a comfortable price, it's knit beautifully, but it's no kids mohair. At least doesn't say it in the target. So, and it's 70% certified mohair and 30% cruelty-free silk. And I think that's very important for a lot of people. Colors are amazing, easy to access. You in Europe, North America. If you're in Latin America, there is Cordelia in Chile, and she have this yarn, so it's easy to get your hands over. So, and now I'm going to show you one yarn that I really like, but it's a bit thicker, and it's Isagar. I absolutely would consider this top in a dark color for the winter time, and navy blue, then it's like a color that you can wear everywhere. This yarn is gorgeous, but it's thicker and it's look more hairy than another mohairs, and it's 75% mohair and 25% silk mohair. It says 75% RMS. This one is another one. It says certified mohair, but doesn't talk about kids mohair. So if I don't know if it's kids mohair, I would say that the quality of the ones that they do say kids mohair will be better. And now one that is very accessible for a lot of people, and that's by Sengard, and it's called Thin Silk Mohair. Beautiful colors, a little bit less soft than the majority, 57% mohair, 28% silk, and 50% wool. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Let me find the language here. 50% wool. So these guys are very comfortable with the price. Like it's I think like about 212 yards. It's not my favorite one because it doesn't have that much shimmer, and I find it a bit itchy. But if you tolerate that itchiness, I mean, they have good colors, it's easy to get, and it's a very beautiful variety of colors in this brand. Then I'm gonna show you the one I was using for and I was using Ito. And Ito is one of those that have a lot of silk, 60% mohair, 40% silk, and so you're 100%, 40 and 60. Beautiful shimmer, thinner than the majority, and I absolutely like it because I have a bit of shimmer. And let me see if these guys they say kids mohair. They don't say kids mohair either, but I think it is kids mohair, but they don't say it in the jar, okay? So here is one that is very similar, so I want to show it to you because it's very similar in terms of the composition and in terms of the thickness. It's very thin and it's Madeline Tash. Colors are beautiful. If you are in the hand dyed buy, they have some beautiful colors with hand dyed like gorgeously. And here I cannot see their composition. Yes, 60 kids mohair, 40 silk. So they're exactly the same quantity of silk in both of them. And I'm gonna move fast to the next one that I really like. That's La Mana. And La Mana is super kids mohair. So this is good. They guarantee you that it's kids mohair. And it's made in Italy. They give you a very good quantity of yards, 300 yards, what is more than the majority that I have shown you now with the section of the hand here, that is 420. The rest, they tend to have just like about 200, 250. This one is very generous in quantity. So the price is higher, but actually you get more yardage. And these ones, they are 60% mohair, 40% silk. And they're guaranteed to be super kids mohair. So it's very beautiful, very soft, less itchy if you're sensitive. If you're allergic to it, it's easier. I'm allergic, but I'm still in love with it. And now I'm going to show you one that I really like too. This one is Pascali. And this one, if you're in Germany, it's easy to get in Germany. It's everywhere in Germany. And it's 60 mohair and 40 silk. And it's very thin too. Colors are beautiful. And here we have Pascali. And then this is another one that I like, and it's Kids Zeta. And it's 70% kids mohair and 30% silk. I think this is a very good combination. I mean, the quantity of silk there is a lot. I don't fight the shimmer of the silk too shimmery in this jar, but I think they have beautiful colors and the price is really reasonable. You get 210, so the price is low, but you just get 210 versus this one. The price is higher, but you get a bit more of like 90 yards more or 80 yards more. So you have to kind of make your math when you buy these jars, because some of them they look inexpensive, but in the end it's almost the same, or sometimes more expensive because it's less quantity of jar. So I don't know in this exactly combo, but you have to check those things too, because if you need to check for the price, I think you have to check the yardages per ball to really be comparing the prices better. And I have one last here, and I like this one. It's a bit thicker too, and this is hand dyed. I did want to have another hand dyed here, and this is from Legarson, and it's beautiful. It's a bit thick and hairy. So if you don't want yours to be too thick and hairy, I wouldn't go so much for something like that. But if you like the thick and hairy, this one and this one from Isagar are the things to go with. Another thing that you may want to do with your shirt, and this is a suggestion, you may want to change the colors of the transparency. Basically, you can work the body in a color that you like, and then you can combine it with a different mohair in here, then you have a different color if you want a different effect in your top. To finalize, I want to talk a little bit more about the collection. I don't going to go to show you all of the ones I have hanging here, because I want to do one by one or two by two, But right now, I'm going to leave you a photo of the one that is coming out this week. It's called Rosa de Papel, and that was an inspired scar and a little postcard that I have that I really treasure as a child. And I keep looking and looking at this piece of paper. I don't have it anymore, but that is stuck in my head, and it's just transferred to be this little scar that I think is super precious, and when I see it, it's always put a smile on my face. I want to finalize today just giving you a little peek of the pattern that is coming after, and I'm going to be talking more in depth in the next video that I make. And I don't have the name. I do have the name, but I don't know how to say it yet. And this is one sweater that I absolutely like. It's one of the most pragmatic pieces in the collection. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about this piece in the next show. I don't tend to show all my work in progress, but I'm going to start to do it more because a lot of people request that to me. And I'm going to show you a little bit of my work in progress for this collection. It's a couple of things and they're not finished yet, but I've been showing it to you a little bit, and all the time I see it, it's made me really, really happy. So I hope and it's made you guys happy too. So this is going in this collection. I have no name for it, and I'm working in the I-core, and I haven't finished to do the crystals, but this is one of my work in progress. The bottom didn't really work, so I'm gonna undo it and do something else in the bottom. Probably it's going to be a bit of crochet. For this top, Nina and me, we're going to be making you a video step by step, because I think it's one of those things that they're going to actually do need a video. Because it's a couple of things. They're very easy, don't get worried, but I think it's one of the things that you have to have some clarifications. So we're going to be making you a beautiful video, step by step on the table, of some of the difficult or complicated things in this pattern. And now another thing that I have in my needles is part of this collection, and is one of the last things. It's been done, the pattern is done, almost done, but I haven't finished some part of the things that they go in the bottom of the sack. And this is a part of sacks. I still have the markers where I did the decreases. It's done with mohair and fingering. There are special sacks. They're like, you can wear it with like special boots, or they're like sacks to stay home. And I'm very happy with the color. I'm really happy of how they're turning, but I made a big mistake to close my work before I embroider with Swedish stitch my little ball here. So now it's very challenging, and I'm considering to undo the end of the sack and have a little open space to be able to actually embroider it more relaxed. But this is another project that is going into Life as a Dream. I think it's the only part of sacks that they're going to be there. And last, I have another 2 projects in the go. I have to take this sweater off because it's really hot in here. I have another 2 projects in the go, and these ones, they're not part of Life as a Dream, but they've been in my needles for a while, and I want to show it to you because maybe that way I get forced to actually finish them. I force myself to actually finish them. Actually, one is something that I'm experimenting, and one is something that I have having my needles for a very long time and was for the summer, but the summer is passing. So, and it's these stripes that I was making in a very tiny scarf. Then it's just black and white, what is my favorite colors, if you can call these colors. And I think I haven't moved on this for like about, I don't know, 4 months. So it's not like that fun to knit, but I like the end of this kind of pieces because they're maybe a bit boring. They require small needles, but when you have the thing finished, it's something that you end up wearing a lot. So I'm gonna make myself finish it, and as soon as done, I'm gonna show it to you guys. And it's a lot of ends to weave in here, to weave in, so it's like a challenging project. And for this project, I'm using Sengar. I'm using the small linen with cotton. I'm using the thinnest one, and I don't remember the name, but I will leave here the name, and that you can see it. I really, really like this jar, great for summer and very economic. So I'm gonna show you my last project, and this project is interesting because I experimenting with a new construction that I think is gonna have all of you very happy with this construction. And the idea is that you can, well, maybe I shouldn't tell you the whole idea yet, maybe next time, but I starting a design, and this is the neck of the design, and this design already have the sleeves incorporated in the body, and we will see where we get with this, but I am really happy of the way this is developing right now. Okay, I have shown you some of my work in progress. To be honest, this is not even like a third of my work in progress. I have like about, I don't know, maybe 20 pieces in progress. I always have like an unbelievable number of pieces in progress. And I'm going to make probably a video just to talk about pieces in progress. And then we can talk about pieces that we haven't been able to finish over the years. I think I have a lot of those. Thanks for having stayed to the end. And don't forget to leave me a comment here telling me that you want to participate in the raffle of this beautiful top made with Cherished cashmere. And don't forget to follow me and leave me a comment. Thanks, until next week.